Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a Circle Debate podcast. The host, the devious one, obviously, here alongside with my brother, and that is the Mad Hatter himself, the Combination Cabron, Matthew Steamboat, Mr. MGC. And
Matt the Hat.
today we are joined by our honorary guest. We're glad that he's on the show today. So I'm going to let you guys know something, okay? Remember him, okay? What's his name? All right.
Snypes.
What is his name? That is Snypes, ladies and gentlemen. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, I'm doing well. I can't complain.
That's right. That's right. I appreciate you for coming on the show today, man. We got a lot to talk about. I just, been watching your career, and I'm loving it. Everything we have done, from the beginning until what it is now currently. So let's start off with the beginning. Let's start off how to, take us through your journey. So how did it all begin for you in the sport of professional wrestling? How did it all begin?
Wow. Got to say, it was actually, it was more so a happy accident, as we call it. I was just in the gym working out like I normally do. Just, that's just how I get by. And then I ran into a wrestler, and he's actually a WWE Hall of Famer. And he was just like, I was hesitant to even go up to him. I was like, oh man, I don't know if I should go up to him. Someone once told me Hollywood, always go to people you see in Hollywood because you never know what doors that may open. Right. So I went up to him, introduced myself, and before I can even say anything, they said, hey, are you a wrestler? I was like, I don't wrestle. I like wrestling. I said, I love wrestling, but I don't wrestle. And they invited me to their school. And basically, I was seeing these guys doing flips and all the training. I said, I'll never, ever do none of that. I was like intimidated. I was impressed what they were doing, but I was like, I'm not doing that. And it took me a month to actually join the school and start training. So that's basically how the journey started. And I met WWE legend GANGREL. So I mean, he really took me under his wing and helped me perfect my craft.
Okay, so you began over there at his asylum, at his training school.
Well, he was actually at a school in California, Knox Pro.
Okay,
he was there first.
School. Okay.
Yeah, so I went there, and he literally took me under his wing. He was probably the hardest person that drilled me like pause.
By the way, TVMA, you can curse here you want.
All right, sounds good, but he
just was, no nudity. No nudity.
No nudity. The ratings might go up for that. I'm joking. But yeah, he trained me. He trained me pretty hard, and he saw something in me, and he just kept on me, and I just kept going. And then he moved to Florida, and he continues to train me if it's virtually or in person. So he still helps me out from here and there. And right now, I was looking for a place to train after he left, so I started going to the Ballards. So I was going to them. Shannon Ballard, he was training me for a while, and then his school shut down, and I met Robbie Phoenix right after I left Knox Pro, and he always engaged me into joining Santino's. And I was hesitant about it. I was like, I don't want to go to like another school type of thing. Mm-hmm. But after the Ballards, I went to Santino Brothers, and they let me come in like open arms. And I'm like, I'm family. I'm family with them, but I wasn't raised there. But they took me in like I was one of their own. So they helped me even get to where I am now. And that's think people like Robbie Phoenix and Joey Chaos, so they helped me out a lot.
That's awesome. That is
incredible.
Awesome. Yeah. Matt, go ahead.
No, so I'm going to go out of left field. What kinds of candy do you eat if you do eat candy? And if not candy, what are your cheat day foods?
Trust me, I have a sweet tooth, and it's chocolate. It's always Reese's and M&M's are my, especially Reese's Pieces. If there's peanut butter in it and chocolate, that's my addiction. Which is funny because growing up, I hated peanut butter. Like,
whoa!
I hated peanut peanut butter. That was a food I just hated. And then for some reason I just had a taste for it, and that's all I eat. I actually was literally eating peanut butter and jelly at one time, and I gained a lot of weight. I was like, man, why am I gaining so much weight?
No bread, just spoon right in.
I would mix it in a bowl, jelly, 1 scoop of jelly, and just 4 scoops of peanut butter, and I would eat it. And then someone comes up to me and he's just like, hey, can I talk to you for a minute? It was a job I was working. He was like, hey, I was just wondering, like, are you bulking? I said, bulking? What do you mean? And he was just like, I mean, like, gained a lot of weight. I'm like, gain weight? I go to the gym every day. And then I had to look into it. I was like, okay, maybe I'm gaining weight.
Getting thick.
Yeah, I was. This was maybe like 2 years ago or so. It actually sparked me because, yeah, it was like right before COVID, the pandemic. Right before that, I think maybe like happened August of 2019. I was getting thicker, and there's actually some pictures on my profile. When you look at it, I do look a little thicker. It wasn't bad, but it looked like I gained weight from what people were.
I was saying when you were talking about like you didn't like peanut butter and you like it later, I was gonna make the joke that it's like when you get those weird cravings and like, do you think you might be pregnant? No,
no, that's exactly what my mom said. She said, I mean, you're eating like a pregnant woman. She was like, pregnant women eat stuff like that. She was like, who eats peanut butter and jelly in a bowl like that? She was just like that's what pregnant women do. And I was like, I don't know. It's just like a craving I had, you know? So it was pretty funny. I stopped eating peanut butter like that. I still have this because I literally was going through jars, like family size jars, like maybe a jar and a half a week. That's how much peanut butter I was eating because it fills you up. Yeah.
This is why I love asking questions like this, because you people get to know things about wrestlers that you never think you'd know. That's like
very true.
That's incredible and amazing. Have you tried the new Reese's, the ones with the pretzels inside? What do you think?
Yeah. Love them. I mean, they just remind me of the M&M pretzels, you know.
Yeah.
But without the peanut butter. Like I used to always eat M&Ms until for some reason I was just craving Reese Pieces, which is like M&Ms, but it's just all peanut butter.
Oh.
So, but right now I'm actually trying to go through like another transformation with my workout and everything. So I'm trying to lay off of it. Like I went into this, I think it was like an Armenian bakery. Man, I was tempted. Lady was like, "Oh, can I help you?" And I was like, "Oh," I was like, "No, let me go," because I was
that freshly baked flatbread.
Hey, you don't understand. I'm with Snypes on this one because I live like not that far away from Armenian bakeries around here. Jesus. Oh, yeah. I just get tempted, but you know, I have to too. I gotta balance it out. I can't eat too much bread either in the mornings, especially. So it's like,
exactly.
Oh man. So I'm gonna ask. So how was the first? Like, do you recall your first match? And how was the first time when before this whole pandemic situation happened, when you made your debut in front of a crowd? How was the feeling? And did you recall who did you wrestle with? How was it overall? Like, what was the excitement, everything?
Well, let's see. I recall my first match and my first training match.
Okay.
So the first training match, I had an audience, which were my peers, and that was GANGREL. He was my first training match, and I was scared shitless to be in the ring with this guy. I mean, he was just so calm, and like I was just scared out of my mind. Now, my first match was a tag match, and it was a tag match with this other guy who kind of started a little bit before me, and I forgot who his partner was, but my partner, he was a twin, and he's been wrestling for years, so he thought maybe he can help me out in the match. So we won that match, and I was scared shitless because I'm in front of a crowd. I'm doing something that I just used to wrestle in like the living room, So we had this tag match, and when I come out, you know, I'm feeling like I'm on top of the world. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do everything. So I get on the turnbuckle and immediately I just almost fall out the ring. Like I'm just like I get on like I'm like the Rock, like I'm about to just smell, you know, I'm about to just be like, you smell. And as soon as I climb that rope, like on the outside, I literally almost tipped over. And so a lot of people remember me from that. Like they were like, oh yeah, I remember you almost fell out the ring. And I'll be like my best friend, he came to my first match and he was just like, yeah, I saw it. That was the funniest part because he hates wrestling. He was like, that was the best part of the whole entire event. Like you almost falling out. I was like, ah! I was like, you know, he's funny because he doesn't like wrestling, but he will come to my events and everything, and then he would just go off on like the silliest things, like things that weren't supposed to happen. That's what he loved. So
he loves those botches.
Oh yeah, me almost about to break my neck. That was the funniest part. But yeah, I was really nervous, and but I was happy when the match finished. I felt like, you know, man, this is like a great feeling because I've always acted and been in front of the camera. And it's like it was just like having a theater crowd, just people just watching you and you performing, them cheering you. Because but I was definitely really green. Like I just remember because most people don't start till maybe like 6-7 months, maybe a year. Yeah. Me, I think my first match because I had a body and I worked out so much, so they wanted to put me up front fast, and I think I started within 3 months.
Oh, wow.
And yeah.
Whoa.
So I was really new to the game. And I mean, I was happy. GANGREL was not happy that I had that match. Like, he just shitted on everything. Like, he was just like, that was the day I was just like about to quit wrestling. And something, because the next day I was feeling like I was on top of the world. And I saw him, I was like, hey, what's up? What's up? Yeah. Shaking everyone's hand. I go up to him. He looks at me. He's like, who the fuck do you think you are posting pictures, this and that? And I was like, what do you mean? He was just like, you weren't ready to be in the ring, which I wasn't. I wasn't ready. But they wanted to put me out. I agree with him. But for some reason how he spoke to me, I was just like so mad. I was like, man, he's yelling at me. I don't need this, you know? Yeah. And a few people came up to me. He was like, you know, he only yells at you because he sees so much in you. And I didn't realize that at the time because I literally thought he hated me. But he was just trying to make me a better wrestler, you know?
That's awesome. Yeah,
I thank him for that. Yeah, I thank him for that. I mean, he'll shoot straight with you, like always. Oh yeah. If you don't like something, he'll tell you, you know?
Definitely. You mentioned acting, so I know this is Matt's forte, so I'm gonna let Matt handle this one because that's his cup.
Oh yeah, have you ever taken acting classes when you were old? And what have you done like in your acting background? Have you done work in TV shows, movies, plays?
Well, let's see. You said have I taken acting classes as I was older?
No, just like ever in your life.
Oh, of course. Like, I think I was in high school and I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. And, you know, you go to these college fairs and I remember this lady comes up to me and she's like, oh my God, you can be an actor, blah, blah, blah. And I was living in Philly and whatnot. I didn't know anything about acting. I was like, actor? Okay. So I entertained the thought and she made me pay, I think because I was in high school, my dad paid, I think it was like almost $500 for maybe like a 2-hour class. And she was like, oh my God, you're excellent, blah, 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 blah. So I went out for a casting agency and they said I was the worst actor they have ever seen.
What?
It was like a Simon Cowell type of audition. I said, oh. And the line was so long to get. And I said, I'm not doing this. You know, fuck this. Forget this. She told me I was the best. And my dad, he was just like, look, you can't quit. I guess that's part of me not quitting wrestling as well. He was like, you can't quit just because you weren't good at this. Like, take some classes. I'll sign you up for classes. So that lady basically, there's always sharks in the water,
Mhm.
Yep, very true.
but I didn't have my life vest. But now I know I could spot that a mile away, just me being around so many people. So we took acting classes, it got a lot better, went back out for that casting agency, and they signed me right there.
That's awesome.
So like that's the type of person I am. As far as television shows, my most notable one was The Wire. I was on the whole season 4 of The Wire. I've done numerous plays. So I like to say I'm a introvert, extrovert type of person,
Nice.
I like to scope out. I scope out my surroundings, and I don't let people in until I actually feel comfortable around them.
Right.
I think some people notice that because I might come off a little standoffish to some people, but I'm not. Like, let's see. So it was The Wire. I got here. I did Key and Peele. That was really fun. They're probably the nicest guys I've ever met. Was Key and Peele.
I've worked with Keegan Michael Key as well.
Yeah.
He's put his hand on my shoulder. He's a fun guy. Yeah.
We took a picture together, both of us. I had lunch with Jordan Peele, which I should have kept in contact with him. Maybe I should have been in Get Out if I kept in contact. But we kept in. We had lunch together. We were talking. He was just like, "Oh, did you meet Keegan?" I was like, no, I didn't meet Keegan. Me being that introvert, I don't put myself out there like, oh, hey, how's you? Which I should more. But Keegan was even nicer than Jordan. And I was like, man, these guys are like really nice. Cool. And I've done animation, Black Dynamite.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. I wasn't, I didn't have a voice on it. That was where I wanted to get. But believe it or not, there's more drama in the animation backstage than there is. I've never seen so much drama. Like, I literally was laid off because I was close to the executive producer. And the executive producer, they fired someone that the owner didn't want fired. So they said, let me get back to them.
Politics.
Oh, yeah. So they literally, after that person got fired, she's like, we're here to give you your 2 weeks. I was like, my 2 weeks? But literally, it was a very stressful job. I was working, 14, 15 hours because we had to ship to Korea. Got to meet a lot of cool people, Snoop Dogg, Tommy Davidson, Arsenio Hall. So I got to meet a lot of cool people there. I laid scratch lines for Tommy Davidson a few times. For people who don't know what scratch lines are, they're just lines to replace. So
it's like guide. It's like a guide for lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah. So animators can continue their job, So that's what I've done. And then when I started wrestling, I had to take a break from the acting and everything because of I wanted to focus on my training, and I couldn't make auditions as much. And my agent actually dropped me, so I was focusing more on that. And then I had an epiphany. Maybe 2019, quit my job, and I just wanted to focus on wrestling and the acting. And things were picking up, but then pandemic hit, and then things
fell apart, unfortunately. Yeah, especially here in in LA. I mean, we're here in LA, so it's like it's an unfortunate out here, man. It sucks. But we're hoping that this year 2021 later on, I don't, it's too early right now to say, but I'm saying hopefully by the mid-year, hopefully, or even or we might have to go through this again. I hope not. I'm knocking on wood that we don't. But so you're originally from Philly, right? So
I'm originally from Philly.
So you transitioned moving here to LA. So was that how it all began? Was it because of the pursuing of acting, or was it other, that you were trying to pursue other things when you came here to LA?
So it would have been New York or LA, and I lived in Florida for a few years, and I said I can't go back to the cold. So I was just like, me and cold do not mix. I mean, you should. When I was in Philly just now, it was free. We had a snowstorm, and I just came back. I literally just flew in. I think we were talking, and I said I was on East Coast time.
Yes.
The first snowstorm, it was freezing. I mean, you should see me. I'm just like bundled up. And then after that, it snowed again, but it was a little warmer, so the snow didn't really stick. But I'm under heaters. It's just I don't like the cold. I'm like cranky if I'm not. Yeah, I can live.
I'm the same, man. I am the same way. I'm the same way. I can't. That's why I barely even want to go travel to the East Coast. Not that I don't love the East Coast. I'm just used to the Cali weather. You know, born and raised here in LA, so I'm just used to it.
So that's basically what it was. It was either New York or LA. I love New York. It's just I can't deal with the cold, you know. Right. But LA even gets chilly for me. That's what I'm talking about. Like, I was literally in the basement, had the fire on, the heater, and I was staying at my mom in Philly, and she came down. She's like, "Oh, it's like a sauna in here." That's how hot I had it, but that's how I relax, you know.
Yeah.
Heat, so.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
You need that extra heat.
Yeah, hell yeah. You need to, man. I'm delicate. We're delicate. I'm delicate, especially. So then after that, throughout your career, I did notice that they used later on where you jumped on Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, which we did had a lot of people here on the show. We had Papa Wesco here. We had Ray Rosas. We had Slice Boogie here, which you've wrestled before. So how did it all become about between yourself and Championship Wrestling from Hollywood?
Championship?
Mm-hmm. How did it come about?
To be honest, I always wanted to work for Championship, but it's just like our stars never aligned because the time that they would do their events and shows and everything, I was too busy. Like I was always working when they're like filming, so I could never make it up there. Then the pandemic hit, and that particular job I had, it was no more. So I went up there one day, and I talked to one of the guys, Nick, and I was just asking. I said, "Yeah, I was wondering about what's going on here." He's like, "Oh, well, you know, send me some stuff so I could see because you know some people know me." And my name was getting out there more, but I know not a lot of people know me, you know? So Nick wanted to see some of my work. He was like, wow, I really dig it. Like, yeah, come down. And that's pretty much how it happened. I mean, still, I feel like I'm still trying to get my foot in there. Mm-hmm. I mean, it seems like people are liking it, but I'm still trying to, you know, just find my way where, get in where I fit in type of thing. Like, just find my groove right now.
Right. I mean, by the looks of it for me, I mean, you put up like for me, you put up incredible matches with Will All Day, Clearwater, like everything what I've seen by far in Championship Wrestling has been like awesome to me. That's why like
I appreciate that.
And I just fell in love like just seeing your work, you know. And I just hope, you know, once this bullshit pandemic is over that we, you know, able to be there as, you know, as fans to, you know, to be there in attendance and hopefully see you back in there, or hopefully Dustin Starr hits you up, go to Memphis, Championship Wrestling from Memphis. Hopefully, I mean, just Arizona recently, they already stated they might open their, you know, their territories as well in Championship Arizona. But I know by far, at least you've been competing more in the East Coast territory in the independent scenes, which I've seen. I think the last one you did was, you know, correct me if I'm wrong. I think the last one was when you went back to GANGREL Asylum, right? I think you did like a.
Oh yeah. That was yeah, that was fun. I wasn't supposed to be in that match actually, but you know, things happened, and it was I enjoyed it because I was supposed to go up against D3.
Oh, okay.
It was supposed to be me and him, and I was looking forward to that, but you know, Andre 3000 once said, and I always take this to heart: you could plan a pretty picnic, but you can't predict the weather. So
forever.
Exactly.
I know that line.
Hey, you with that hat.
Forever doesn't seem that long until forever doesn't seem that long until you're grown. Like,
yeah, there you go.
So yeah, that's basically where I am right now. So yeah, it was fun wrestling in Florida. A lot of the people I got to meet like from AEW, so that's pretty cool. that's probably championship wrestling is definitely opening a lot of doors because I've never really wrestled on camera. I did when I first started, but I didn't really promote that as much. It was just something just to get to know people in SoCal. So then when I left that company because I literally was getting hurt. I think the one I don't if I'm getting hurt, I'm like I don't want to wrestle your people because they're not, they're not.
Yeah,
They're not
safe.
smooth. They're not
You
loose
know?
workers.
Yeah, like I was like, man, like I almost like I felt like somebody might have shattered my shoulder bone or something. It was bad. And then I was like, I can't work with you guys no more. You're gonna break me down. But I mean, it is what it is. I just felt like they weren't as professional there. And a lot of people maybe they just brought in who weren't trained that well. So
I see.
so I just didn't want to I didn't want to get seriously hurt,
Oh yeah.
And
definitely.
I'm just stepping out of I'm just stepping out on my own now. Like this is when I first stepped out on my own. So I don't really have experience wrestling in front of the camera, but with championship, I'm learning the ropes. I mean, me and Will all day, man, that's something I probably want to go again because that I got his number,
Hey, I'm gonna say you do because watching that match, it's just like shit. Just the chemistry, just the psychology that you guys had in that match. I'm like, son of a bitch. All right, I'm in love now. I'm in love with this man now. I fell in love. All right. I can just picture you with other talents as well in championship to be able to wrestle, and also outside of championship. There's a lot of people that I also like. I love as well. Like, oh man, it'd be a great dream match. It's just, one I can say for me will be having you versus. He's very popular in the independent scene in the East Coast. That's Super Nitro. That'll be something to see because the chemistry you guys both have. Wow,
That'll be fun.
That'll be fun. It'd be definitely fun to see that.
I'm going to go off of what you were saying earlier when you were doing voice acting for animation. That actually was directly related to my next question is just overall, do you watch anime? And what animes have you seen or do you like if you do watch it?
Okay, that's a good question because I am into anime. It's more so having the what do you call it? The patience to read things because I like to watch.
Oh, you like manga too?
Well, no. Well, I do read manga too, but not as recently.
Frequently, yeah.
Or frequently. I haven't read it in a very long time, like over 10 years. But I watch Dragon Ball Z, of course.
Oh yeah,
that's probably the biggest one. I really enjoy Dragon Ball Super, and I just recently got into, and I'm waiting for the 3rd season. Can you guess what it is?
Attack on Titan? Or no, that's already out.
One Punch Man.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Punch Man. Oh, you know what?
That's good times.
I'm far behind. I'm just. I'm barely getting into it.
Hey, what do you think, Simon from What Culture as One Punch Man live action?
That'd be cool, but I
Simon, if you're watching,
yeah. But I think I would like to see
Johnny Sins,
Asian, just like an Asian guy, because it's just like I just rather it be more authentic,
Yeah, just fitting with the original because he is Saitama.
Because he's hilarious. I mean, literally, I did not think I was going to like this because I'm like, who wants to see a superhero that can beat someone in one punch?
Then they made the whole thing.
But I said, let me watch this. And I watched the first episode, and I was just like, there's no way they can keep my attention, and they kept my attention throughout the whole thing.
That's related to like working out because you think about 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, run a mile.
I know. So I enjoyed that. That's the only anime I really got into. I would like to get into man, I can't think of it. Maybe you can help me out. I think he changes and he has like white hair, he has a mask, a red eye. I think he has a red eye.
Yeah, near.
He's like ghost. I think it's like a ghost or something. He's something ghost.
Yeah,
But,
it's like near or something like that. But I'll recommend. I'm probably gonna tell every wrestler about this one, Legends of Galactic Heroes, just because I'm pushing in the agenda of that show. No,
oh, okay.
All right.
well, but I'll send that to you in links. That'll be
Okay.
yeah. It's a long one though, but if you got a lot of downtime, that's one to kill. It's just about
Okay.
like war, and it's like World War II in space, basically.
Really? Okay.
Um,
I'm learning too, so I'm just
Yeah.
to me.
So, but yeah, back to you, Ivan.
Oh well, yeah. Speaking of downtime, like I don't know, besides the workout, I'm pretty sure that you've figured out your own technique of working out. Because of all the gyms are closed and everything else. Besides that, like, what was your downtime? Any favorite video games? Anything that you like to do
wow.
besides that?
To be honest, well, let's see. I don't really. I don't watch TV much. I'm trying to get into it a little bit more. Just streaming and watching new shows. That's my favorite thing. I used to always go to like the movies just by myself. That was like therapeutic for me.
Yeah.
I had that AMC pass, so I would just go see like every single movie, and some were good, some weren't. But
Yeah.
hey, it's not. I felt like I didn't pay for it if it wasn't good.
Yeah, agreed.
I think probably the worst movie I saw was Summerland.
Oh, is it Summerland? I think it is Summerland. It's at the.
It's a freaky. I don't know what it was. I was just like, I wanted to walk out, but then because it started off really strong, like good. I was like, oh, this is gonna be good, and then I was just like, I can't. Like, I wanted to walk out, but I invested time into it, so I wanted to see it, and I wish I walked out. It wasn't a good movie. And then I saw the Evil Superman. Man, what was that one called?
Oh,
I don't remember.
Wait,
but it was like he basically was Superman. He was a kid. He had all Superman's powers. He had his origin, but he was evil.
Shazam?
No, it wasn't Shazam. It was just I think
it was like a rated R movie.
Yeah, it was.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah,
but the thing is, it was just unsatisfying. I see where they're going with it, and I feel like if they make a movie franchise like that, since they have all the superhero movies, why not make like superhero movies with these people who have the same origin, like a Spider-Man, Batman, but they're evil?
Yeah.
But have a resolution to it. Like this movie had no resolution. I think it was called like Blacklight or something. I don't know.
Okay.
But then what else do I do? I also I do play video games. That's probably my biggest.
Ooh, here we go.
I just played Final Fantasy VII Remake, and man, that was like.
How is that game? Because I've been everybody been telling me it's been like. It's so good that I guess they're reminiscing when the PS1
the
version,
OG one,
the OG one. And I mean, I played it before. So how is that game?
That was one of my first games, growing up.
Snipes, have you ever played it so much that you thought you had to junction your wallet to your pocket?
Oh, no.
that happened to my brother. Like he played so much Final Fantasy VIII, he was like, "So I got to junction this. Wait a minute, this is real life."
No. But that was a good game. In Resident Evil, my type of games are more so like horror games, adventure games. And Final Fantasy, I'm just trying to live like my childhood. I never beat Final Fantasy VII back then. So I beat it this time, and man, they said the game was long. I think it was like 48 hours or something like that. It was
it was.
Resident Evil 2. Have you played that one?
Yeah.
That one was good, the remake, and then Resident Evil 3 was a letdown. but that's pretty much I would say
that triple barrel shotgun.
Oh yeah. It was just not it just wasn't as good, but that's what I basically do is play video games, movies, I work out, that's my downtime. To be honest, I train. I like to go training more, but just with the pandemic, I was training, and then I decided I'm not going to do it as much just because I don't want to endanger myself and my health. Just
Right.
being around people. Um, yeah, so that's basically what I do for my downtime.
Okay, nice. Do you even watch the product right now? What's going on in pro wrestling? Like what's on the WWE, then AEW, New Japan, and then do you even, like kind of watch and see what are like the
I
current?
do.
Okay.
To be honest, before I wrestled, it was like every week it was I had to watch it, had to watch it. Then for some reason I started wrestling and I didn't watch it as much, you know. Um, it was weird, like it was just really weird. It's just like, okay, I'm invested in getting there, and I
Yeah.
wasn't watching it as much. You know, I would see clips every now and then. Um, AEW, I really enjoyed it. A lot of the guys I know. So yeah, I'm watching the product, just not as much. Like I might catch clips on What Culture. You know, I might watch some on YouTube, like AEW. Sometimes I watch what I can on YouTube, and then next thing I know, before I finish the episode, another episode's out. So it's like that. Like sometimes I can't finish it all. You know.
Yeah. Definitely. When you grew up in watching wrestling, who did you idolize during? I don't know. Did you grow up with the Attitude Era, or did you grow up with the Golden Era? Which one did you like? Kind of like grew up watching, and who did you idolize during those eras?
I would say it was definitely the Attitude Era, and
Yeah.
believe it or not, you know, I liked wrestling, but I didn't love it back then. Never really watched it, and I remember my first game that I played. I loved it. Was actually In Your House, and I just watched a top 10. They said that was like not the best game, but it was like one of the only games. But I loved it. Like I loved In Your House. But I wasn't even watching wrestling back then, you know, and I was just playing video games. And then I think I was like in maybe fourth grade or something like that. And this kid, he comes up to me, he's like, "Oh, wrestling, wrestling." I was like, "Wrestling's stupid." And he's like, "Just watch it one time." And I was like, oh, "Okay, I'll watch it once." And I think the first episode I saw was when the original Nation of Domination broke up. And I
Okay.
fell in love. I mean, this nation had like Crushing, you know, the original one.
Yep.
And he basically kicked everybody out the group who wasn't black.
Pretty much. Right?
So Owen Hart, yeah.
No. Owen Hart was way later.
Yeah.
Like I think Crush was in it, Savio Vega, because I remember then they started their own group, DOA, and then Savio Vega, he had
Los
the Puerto Rican group.
Los Boricas.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Los Boricas.
So that's what made me fall in love. Now, who I idolize, like, it's funny because you could probably tell who I idolize. I'll give you a guess. Just one guess. If I grew up in the Attitude Era.
Well, you referenced him earlier when you talk about getting up on the turnbuckle.
There you go.
It's of course. You know, Spike Dudley. Yeah. No. No, the Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. Yeah.
The Rock is the person who I like, because I remember seeing The Rock when he was, you know, Rocky Maivia, and then when he came out as The Rock with all that attitude, like that made me fall in love with him. I also love Stone Cold, but The Rock was definitely my go-to guy. I was just like, this is the man. He's going to be something. He's just always been my favorite. Even sometimes when I'm talking trash to people, like I gotta remember, don't be the Rock. Don't be the Rock. You're Snypes. You're not the Rock. But,
yeah, don't ask them to fold it sideways and shove it up their candy ass. Like
exactly. My favorite line. What was my favorite line? He said to Mick Foley, he said, "You look like 10 pounds of crap in a 5-pound bag." That was like my
It doesn't matter what your favorite line is. What matters is The Rock. No.
Trust me, like I'm definitely a trash talker. What I do, the thing that I just wish somebody would trash talk back to me, that's what I feel like sometimes I lack. Like I'll talk trash to a wrestler when my match coming up, promote my match, and I don't hear nothing from them. I'm just like,
Yeah,
give me a
I
Maybe-
noticed that on your matches. Like they don't want to talk back to you.
Sometimes their
Notice
characters,
that.
some of them
What's
have
my
like a
name?
different.
And he's like he's just talking shit, and I'm like, why did I say anything? This could be even more hyped up. They say something back to you. I'm just like
exactly.
You know what? It also brings me to this, Snipes, that I think I notice a certain special effect or rise that, you know, the funniest trash talkers have on wrestling are the ones that make like the biggest impact, you know, Rock, Jericho, Stone Cold, like all of them, like, you know, have crossed over into so many different mediums. And then to an extent John Cena as well. And, you know, they've broken into acting, and, you know, they've known for just being like funny and interesting, you know. And there's I'm not gonna like talk about her further. I talk about her on the episodes, but there's a Japanese wrestler that I also see that same element coming up in, and she's the first Japanese girl to like talk trash and be funny about it. You know, I mean, like she talks about like dicks and hello motherfucker, and I'm the queen of piss and love. I'm the deity.
Hold back. She lets it all out.
Yeah, she called herself the deity of shit the other day, and she's covered in chocolate and
unapologetic. You know?
Yeah.
That's what you
That's
gotta
why
do, but
I'm seeing the same rise, like The Rock. That's like that same element. MJF. It's like that X factor, that, you know, that entertainment. You know,
like give me something to feed off. So like I think it was one thing that I did. One guy said something about me, and I've been waiting to shoot back on him, but like it's just things didn't line up yet. And
book our match.
Exactly.
Book it now.
I was like, what did he say about Snypes? Hold on. I was like, heard my name. It's like, okay, let me talk some shit. You know?
Yeah, there you go.
That's what I want. It's like, to me, I'm very immersed into hip hop too. I love music, and to me, everyone's like, oh, they want to be kumbaya, let's be friends. That's not what rap's about, you know?
Hell no.
Rap is about, oh, I'm going to diss you. Now you come back and diss me. That's what I like, you know?
It's the old, from the days of sword dueling, except this is words this time.
No, man. This is,
yeah.
I mean, what's your workout music?
Oh, my work, it really all depends.
All right, like, you said rap. Which music from rap you put on that you just get pumped up and you just like work out and start talking shit? Yeah, you know, which one is it? Like she gets hyped up.
If anything, to get me hyped is anything DMX, but I used to listen to.
He's my favorite rapper.
Really?
Yeah.
He's not my favorite, but he's so aggressive with his words, you know.
Yes, he is.
But I used.
That's what you hearing.
Yeah. But I really, my favorite rapper of all time is Biggie. So I just always loved the way he sounded. Right now, I listen to a lot of, it's like singing rap. I really like Dej Loaf, but that's more so to calm me down. She doesn't really come hard. She's more
different style.
Yeah, so I'm listening to a lot of people. Literally, it all depends on my mood. Like I can get hype off of listening to The Weeknd, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Shit like that.
Yeah, like, that's real, yep.
You know, the first CD I bought was Mo Money, Mo Problems. So, like, I bought that with my lunch money. But actually, like, here's a little kind of on-field and off-field question. So I'm asking more, like, especially since you're a younger wrestler compared to, you know, you're like our middle-age and older wrestlers of today. Have you listened or heard any K-pop?
K-pop, yeah. There's a girl that I really like. She remade Method Man's song. Oh man, I think I might know. CL, her name is CL.
CL, yep. She's from To Anyone. Yeah.
I like her. And then I listen to they're actually pretty good. Their music is good. But it's not like I searched them out, but CL is the one that actually stuck out to me. Actually, I dig a lot of female rappers. To me, female rappers get a lot of heat, like slack with people. They say they're not good, but they're better than like 80% of the guys. To me, I feel like because females always have to work a little bit harder, so they come off a little, like, to me, the words are a lot better. But I think I was listening to I don't know if you know the Breakfast Club,
Yes.
Charlamagne
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and they were talking about, I think Angela Yee, she was saying, oh, about female rap and this and that, and then they had a caller, and then the caller says, "Man, female rap is trash," and she was like, "Oh, here we go," and he was like, Megan Thee Stallion, trash. he was just naming all these, Cardi B, trash. He was like, the only good person is Missy Elliott, which to me, Missy, she's good, but she's not. To me, I think she's innovative. Like she made new things, but I think I got like every CD she had except for her first one. And to me, they were all starting to sound the same. So
Yeah.
I kind of lost interest to her.
I know somebody. I know somebody from both. She's a female rapper from K-pop. You might be interested in Queen Wasabi. She's like
Wasabi. Wow.
Queen Wasabi. Her shit's crazy. She even has like a song that's less than 2 minutes that just goes, "Look at my booty, look at my titty, look at my." That's like a comedy thing though. And then she just shot it in a hotel room, and like the guys are all wearing horse masks and stuff like that, and like
that's a dance song right there.
yeah, look at my titty, look at my booty, look at my titty, look at my booty, look at my titty, look at my booty, look at my titty, look at my booty.
That's something I heard #1.
Yeah. look at like she was sounding like Dracula towards the end of the song. Look at my.
I'm gonna check it out. Look at my booty. I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, it's just Queen Wasabi. Look at my ...
Wow. Okay.
Wow. I mean, shit. I grew up with more with Sade and what I mean. I love Sade. So I was like, what's
Sade's sight.
love her. But yeah, I mean, when it comes to music, I mean, we're both musicians. I mean, drummer and guitarist. So
I'm a guitarist and a singer in a band. Actually, everybody on Circle of Debate's a musician. So
oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'm trying to learn the guitar. I actually purchased one off of Let Go. That was 3 years ago. I don't
we got downtime. You got the downtime to learn. Just I think the secret is to have it out of its case and sitting on a stand. So whenever you're in the mood to mess with it, you could just grab it right away.
Well, it is on the stand. It's literally decoration right now. That's what it looks like. You go into my room, you're like, oh, this is nice. You play guitar? No.
Just learn like a 1-string song and you got it.
Try. Like my one buddy, he had the electric guitar and he was teaching me like, cause I know on the guitar, you only need to know a few strings to actually play something.
Yeah.
And it was pretty cool to learn on the electric, but I just haven't taught myself. I used to play the piano. I don't do that anymore.
It's easy. It's easier to play on the electric. It doesn't push on your fingers as much. If Chris was here, he'd be foaming at the mouth. Like me and him, we're both. We still like play electric guitar every day because it's almost like therapeutic. It's like it gets to the point. It's like collecting anything or paintbrushes or whatever. As like the tools that you use kind of change how you sound. Just small variables. Just this alone makes me play differently than I did 5 years ago. Different pens, different brushes. No, I've had teachers.
Oh, see, that's what I need. I need to, because I don't have. If someone were to say, like, if I paid for lessons, I was thinking about taking up piano again. I wish I stuck with that. I used to play the saxophone too.
I'm thinking of taking drum lessons from Fiverr. I think Fiverr is like where I'm headed for some of it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I could teach you, but it'll be virtual. But see, I can't do it in my apartment because neighbors will complain. But so speaking of Snypes, how did the name Snypes come about? How did that name come about?
That's funny because my creative wrestler, when I used to play wrestling, always was Raven. And then when I found out there was a Raven in ECW, I was so pissed. Like, I was like always making Raven. I was like, oh man, there's a fucking Raven already. I said, I'm still keeping the name. My whole design was going to be like the Undertaker type of Raven, And I would have been dark and everything. It was good. But Snypes came.
We could pause real quickly.
At all.
Okay, we're good.
We pause.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, kind of.
Oh,
But yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
okay.
Mhm.
Is it good now?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
good.
So I stepped into Knox Pro, and Gangrel didn't even know my name. I mean, I introduced him, and he was like Snypes. That's how he always addressed me, Snypes. Gangrel has a nickname for everybody. Like it could be, I think he called one guy Magician. There's Twilight. He just nicknames people because he don't feel like remembering your name. So that's how he was
Gomer
called
Pyle.
Snipes.
You know?
Literally everybody knew me by Snipes. So it was pretty funny. And then I think when I was about to debut, my other trainer, he said, "What do you want your name to be?" I said, "Well, everyone calls me Snipes, so how about Snipes?" And that's how I was born. So Gangrel gave me the name Snipes, and I always wanted to have a match like a Wesley Snipes Blade Vampire Killer type of match, you know. So, but I have not had a match with a one-on-one match with Gangrel since that training match.
You still haven't? Okay.
Yeah,
But that needs to happen.
It does. It'd be fun.
You should play that techno music. You should come in there with the techno music from Blade and just come in and like come in with the sunglasses.
I thought about it. You know, someone gave me a Blade jacket. He said, "You should wear this out." I was like, maybe one day. Like, you know, like it just wasn't for me.
I think
you know?
the most over the top would have if Triple H actually shows up because he was in the Blade 3.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
So I always it's just a fantasy, you know. It'd be pretty cool.
That'll be why not? Teacher versus student, might as well. And then a fantasy match like that would be awesome. Like, oh, that'll be epic for sure.
Hey, I'll change my whole look for that match. I'll do the blade, have the fangs and everything.
If I pitch him the idea, how about a Halloween match for that? Like, just for one night only. I mean, why not? Just for one night, just switch it up. That'll be awesome to do. Definitely, that'd be so awesome. And so, what are your plans now? Like, hopefully, with now that it's hope we're begging, like how I said earlier, that it opens the doors. By far, it has here in LA. Like bars are opening up again, and everything in restaurants, outdoor dining is opening up. Hopefully, Marquez starts deciding to go ahead and open his doors again. So, what are your future plans? What is the plans for? Come on. What's my name? What's my name? That's right. What are the plans?
What's my name? Sorry, it froze a little bit.
That's how powerful it is. Even Glacier's coming for you.
Exactly. My plans are right now, since everything is shut down, I'm basically trying to get my body in shape. Like I said, I just went to Philly. I had all these cheesesteaks, and everyone's like, "Your body's fine," but I ate like really bad over there. And so I'm trying to get my, I'm doing a new workout routine. I'm eating a little bit better. Right now, I'm just building my brand. Like I made these shirts. My new shirts are already ready to go. I haven't put them on the site yet or anything, but my shirts are ready. I'm getting more shirts, just updating a lot of stuff that Snypes needs to update. So when it's time to go, I'm ready to go. And my plans, hopefully I'll still be working with Championship. I have a good relationship with them, and I want to get out there and travel more. I'm thinking about trying to get into more events at East Coast. I feel like the East Coast people see you more. Yeah. The only thing with SoCal is kind of like a tight circle, Yeah. So not a lot of people know you outside of SoCal. So I want to start traveling. I think Texas, Arizona, go to Texas, get my Will All Day rematch.
Oh, there you go. That's right. That is right.
Texas, Arizona, Florida, New York. Those are probably the 4 places I really want to go. It's funny, AEW's in Jacksonville, and that's where I lived I lived there for 5 years, so
Wow.
I just find it funny. But if I stayed in Florida, I probably wouldn't be wrestling. So everything
Um,
has something, you know.
I
But
see.
that's basically my plans. My plans right now is just to build my brand, and when it's time to go, I'm ready. I'm ready to fans who want to purchase and support me. They'll be able to support me. I'll have a new look. So that's basically what I'm doing right
Oh, definitely. You got our support, man. Send us that link. We put a description right below. So people can go ahead and purchase. Purchase merchandise. That's for damn sure 100%. And now one more. Before we actually end this conversation, if you have the opportunity right now, your dream match, and where will you book it? Who would book yourself in a dream match, and where will you book it?
now. Dream match. Let's see. Um, I probably let me think. Who would I really want? My dream match used to be with Leo Rush because
Mm.
everyone they kept comparing me to Leo Rush when I started because I had the blue hair, I had like a blue mohawk. Um, Everyone kept comparing me to Leo Rush, and then I was like, oh, I could see why people are like comparing us. I don't know if that's still like a dream match. I still want to go 1-on-1 with him. Um, I'm trying to think.
That'd be cool though.
Is this
I
past and
want to see
present or
that.
just now?
However you like.
Huh.
However you like.
Yeah.
Maybe let me see. I was probably D3 because that's a
Okay.
match that was going to be booked and
Yeah.
it wasn't. So that's kind of like what could have happened. What could we like? How would we have worked together and complemented each other, or would we have worked together? So it probably would be D3, and of course it would be at like WrestleMania or something like that. If not WrestleMania, it'll be anywhere in New York. If it was just, I just want the world to see it. I want a big crowd. If it's streaming, I just feel like that would be good match, me and him.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
So
Definitely.
that
Wow.
that probably
Definitely.
be that'd be a dream match. I mean, a dream match that I just want is more like a redemption match. I would want with Gangrel.
Okay.
Probably because man, he only wrestled me my first match, and I think we had like it was like a 6-man or something like that, and I was still new, and I think he picked me up, and I came up really fast, and I almost broke his tooth. That's how fast I
Oh.
came up. He was bleeding, and Gangrel's known to have a temper, and he looked at me, he balled his fist up, and then he's just like, oh man. He's just like, ooh, if you were someone else. and and everyone said, if you weren't Snypes, he would have like decked you right there if you weren't Snypes. He said, they don't play around. Like that's probably a dream match I would. That's a redemption match, but my
Oh,
dream
that's a
match
redemption. Oh,
would
that's
probably be
awesome.
with D3, only because I didn't get the hat. You know.
Let's have all three of them at what? Let's have a fatal 4-way, all four of them at once. Hardcore,
Oh.
no false count anywhere.
False count anywhere.
I don't even know about hardcore matches. I'll be the one that,
Oh,
because I always want to do UFC, but I don't want or boxing, but I don't want people to hit me in my face. So
No,
that's
not
the
the pretty
problem.
face.
Like,
No.
I'm
Not the
like,
face.
so those hardcore matches, I salute the people who do them hardcore matches and death matches. Maybe one day I would do a hardcore match, but it has to be the right time, the right day. Like I'll do a one, but it just has to be the right time.
Right.
And
Ivan,
it's not the
do
right
we got time for one last weird question?
Go for it.
All right. All right, Snypes, have you heard vaporwave music?
Never heard of it. It
Never heard
sounds
of it.
like it could be something like techno DJ music, no lyrics, or no?
Kind of, yeah. Yeah, it's instrumental. They just use like old 90s like computer music and then, and then they make like videos of it with bad like camcorder cameras from the 90s. So
Never heard of it, but it sounds something like a circuit music, like something they would play maybe at like.
it's like it's more like elevator music with a modern beat though. You could chill out to it. You could vibe to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
That's the last weird one. So
Mr. Snypes, thank you very much for tuning in, for joining us today. I appreciate you very much. And if you want to let the viewer knows as well, where can they find you? Where can they follow you? We're going to go ahead and plug in your social media platform.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm trying to build up Twitter. I'm on it. Sometimes I'm off it, but I'm trying to build up that Twitter. You'll find me at Snypes7. Is this 7? I don't know. You can find me at Snypes7. Instagram is hype_Snipes. Facebook is Snypes7 as well, so it's pretty easy to remember. I'm pretty good at responding to people. I'm not one of those people who just don't respond. You can respond to my stories. I'm not always on there because I'm trying to. Sometimes looking at certain things,
yeah.
I'm not focused. I'm looking at what this person's doing, and I need to just be focused on myself. But I always get back to whoever responds to me. But hype_Snipes, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, Snypes7.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen.
The number 7. Not.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make it, but I don't know which one's 7. So I'm like, whatever.
Well, once again, brother, I appreciate you for joining us today, and hopefully we can have you back. We normally do top 5s around here, so we do top 5s, towards the Attitude Era, or more towards just more the Attitude Era in a way. So we always
Attitude Era.
Yeah.
Call me up.
All right, we're definitely gonna get you on. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. And just keep an eye on Snypes. All his social media platforms will be right below in the description. You can catch Snypes on Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. Catch him on the YouTube on Championship CW30. You catch him on the YouTube channel or on Fight TV. So make sure you keep an eye on Snypes because he's going to want you to remember his name, all right? Remember his name. Always.
And then, one more thing. What's my name? Always think of Muhammad Ali. Someone, when he was wrestling one time, boxing, man kept calling him Cassius Clay. He said, my name is Muhammad Ali. He kept calling him Cassius.
Oh, yeah.
He beat his ass in the ring and said, what's my name? And he never forgot that. So what's my name? Snypes!
That is right. You heard it right, ladies.
That's where you get it from.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. We will see you next week.
Thank you. Thank you, brothers.